What's going on, everybody? Mike here. If you'd like to join the ever-growing Fly Casual community, please take a moment right now to subscribe to our channel and share with a friend.
Cool dude.
Well, Baby Yoda in the news this week,
Baby
boys.
Yoda! Spoiler.
Baby Yoda has broken the internet.
Yes.
Yep, you know it.
So I was at a family gathering. Before you go any further, Mike, I was at a family gathering earlier this evening.
He's the talk of the town.
One of several early Christmases, and we were talking, and then they actually gave me. I received 2 pop vinyls and a gift. I got Zori Bliss and I got the Jump Trooper.
Oh,
Hey.
not
Which
bad.
is sweet because I almost
Good
picked
pulls.
up. I almost picked up Zori Bliss over the weekend, and I didn't. So I was like, all right, we're good with this.
Badass costume.
And we're talking about it, and they're like, and I said, yeah, the Baby Yoda one. I said is on Amazon. It's marked down to like $8 and change, but it's a pre-order that doesn't come out until May.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right.
And they're
Everything's
like, why
coming
are
out
they
May,
waiting
June.
that long? The movie comes out like in a couple weeks, right? And I'm like, it's not from the movie. And they're all like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's from the
Dude.
TV show that's on already. And they're like, really? They all had seen the memes.
You sweet, precious normie.
Yeah, they'd seen the memes, but they had no idea that it was from a TV series that's on right now.
Dude, Baby Yoda is a cultural phenomenon.
Phenomenon. He's the
He's
greatest
like
child puppet event of all time.
the biggest thing since Tickle Me Elmo.
That's right. To not be under your tree.
That's right.
Unless
No,
you
seriously.
want a Baby Yoda stationery pad
Or lots of different people making things on Etsy.
or a Baby Yoda
man.
tote bag.
The official quote unquote official merch looks like something you get out of like a
I know.
carnival or
The
something.
the first day they announced it, I looked at it and it was literally like going to Vistaprint.com, uploading an image that you took and them going, look, here's all the merch you can print that image on. Because it was one image. It was the same image. It wasn't even cropped. It wasn't even cut out.
And
It
I
was
bet
just
you they made bank.
It was just a square
Oh, yeah.
picture printed literally on canvas tote bags and crap like that.
It's
Looks
awful.
like you went to the flea market and
I
you
mean,
bought
people
something
were-
under the heading of Space Wars. Yeah, another shirt.
Oh, yeah.
It's Space Wars.
Thanks, Florida truck stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Had him up
all
on a
of
clothesline
this,
in the back of a van.
Right next to the Crystal
on
Dragons.
the corner.
all of this points to the fact. I mean, if Baby Yoda is the biggest thing, you know,
I
that's
love
hit
Baby
the
Yoda.
internet,
I don't know
whatever.
about you guys.
Dude,
You guys
screw
suck
the
it
only
if you
thing-
don't love Baby Yoda.
I
I
defy
think
anyone.
Mike's trying to actually make
Defy
a point here,
anyone,
guys.
That's
I
all right,
defy
go ahead.
anyone to
It's
tell me that
classic.
Baby Yoda is not the best.
If someone comes up to me and says Baby
I wanna
Yoda's
hear
not the
Mike's
best, I will
point.
probably kill them.
I want to
will
hear
kill
Mike's
them.
point.
Stab them.
I will pee on their corpse when Garrick's done stabbing.
The only thing more
So nobody
monumental
finds it.
than Baby Yoda is the failure of Lucasfilm to prepare
Okay, now, all right,
that's
no,
no,
this
I don't-
eventuality.
It's a good idea.
I think we all understand, like, okay, the whole secrecy thing. It was a big deal, right?
Mike
And
doesn't buy it.
Oh, Mike doesn't
Dude,
buy it.
you know what? We've been talking about this, and Garrick even said, he's like, well, you know, they didn't want to, you know, blow their load.
That's not what I sound like.
But
No, but
That's
it was
exactly
probably
what you
it
sound
was
like.
probably a
Although,
jizz
I
reference.
think
Yeah.
I do think
Yeah,
something's
he
on
said
Mike's
a lot.
mind right now because he said blow your load more than
Why does he
once.
think about
Well,
me
why do you think
blowing
he's
a load?
remote
That's
tonight?
disgusting,
Yeah, good
Mike.
thing Garrick's mom's coming over. So
yeah,
Sick.
again, I
That's
could take
gross.
care of
So
that.
what were people
gross.
shooting their wad over, Mike?
Oh, I don't know what we were saying.
What
Who
were
knows?
people blasting their batter?
No, I'm just the fact that there was no preparation for this at all. And my point is, I mean, you know, I think we were discussing on Discord or something that, you know, like you said, they wanted to keep the secret. They don't want this to get out. And they did a good job of keeping it a secret. But I'm sorry,
Amazing.
people at a company the size of Disney, they pay people big dollars at those companies to make plans
But as
for
you
these
know,
things and
But look at
preparation.
you know,
they're not good at
yeah,
their job.
Hasbro sucks
Yeah.
at it, and
They're
even worse,
terrible.
you know,
I know.
Hasbro's not gonna. They're like, we're not gonna make this unless we know people are gonna buy it, right?
No,
so then
not
Hasbro's
true.
taking.
Not true.
Well, okay.
Oh,
We're
were you
not going to
talking
make
about
this unless
Hasbro?
we think people are going to buy it. Hasbro,
Are
yeah.
you talking about Hasbro?
Yeah.
They're like, no, there's a movie. Let's put 70 on the shelf and
Because they
before the
think
movie
people
comes
are gonna
out
buy it.
and hope somebody
This
buys
is
it.
But the
most-
thing is, even though they're going to do that, they get those pre-order card packages that they take to the retailers to get those pre-order agreements, right? Not for you to pre-order, but for the retailers to pre-order the items before the manufacturing is even complete, right? So that's where we've gotten a lot of leaks. That's where we got that first like really crappy looking Ep9 poster and all that stuff is through those channels.
Well,
Yeah.
I think this is a Nintendo Wii situation.
You think everybody's going to love Baby Yoda, but then forget why they hooked him up to begin
No,
with and just let him
they're-
connect,
Yeah.
gather dust under the TV?
They're limiting supply to increase demand.
They're going
right?
to sell a lot to
Well-
old people's homes and say, look at all the old people getting Baby Yoda exercise.
Look.
There's first off, they're
I play Baby
releasing an
Yoda Bowler.
episode once a week. So
Yeah.
which is
they're
great.
expanding the amount of time people are talking about the Mandalorian.
Which I hate and love.
yeah,
but-
it's,
No,
it's
that's the
great.
smartest thing
it's
Disney's
smart
ever done.
marketing.
It's brilliant. I hate it and love it.
They
But-
also know that if they extend out when people can buy the merch, that's just extending out the length of time people are talking about the Mandalorian.
I don't know. I
Nah,
think traditional retailers would
yeah.
disagree. I think they want it when
Well,
it's hot.
You got the thing that you're forgetting is that we're done.
I'm not forgetting
first
about
of,
anything.
First of the year. I mean, the episodes are done by the end of December.
So you're saying you're telling
the merch
me,
that we're
Mike,
talking about, the real
you're-
merch
you're
isn't coming out
telling
till
me,
May,
Mike,
June.
Mike has a point, and I'd like to hear it.
No, because everybody cuts off everybody else. So I'm doing it now. You're
Oh.
telling me that you're not going to remember about Baby Yoda come
You
April.
can't. I will remember Baby Yoda
Well,
till my
we
dying
better,
breath.
Here's the thing. We better hope that they don't do something with Baby Yoda that pisses everybody off.
Yeah.
And right now it's a cultural phenomena.
He's gonna burn down. He's gonna
this
burn down
stuff,
King's Landing.
You know,
isn't
we
he?
as
I
nerds
kinda
in
like
Star
that.
Wars, you know, are gonna remember Baby Yoda and love him and cuddle him and all that good stuff. But that doesn't mean that, you know, my wife or grandpa or you know, sister and brother or whatever are gonna care, about Baby Yoda 6 months from
What
now.
we're saying is
got-
that the normies have very short attention spans.
Yes.
Now, I got a counterpoint though. Here's another thing we might not be considering. So Disney Plus is only in 5 countries right now, and
That's a
the
good
merch
point.
doesn't come out till June ish. Well,
Yeah.
like the UK and some of the bigger markets don't get it until April or March. Into
Wait,
March,
wait,
early
wait.
April,
Does the
something
UK
like that.
seriously not get Disney Plus until April?
No, I don't
They
think
also don't have
it.
the internet, so
They can't
Oh,
technically watch The Mandalorian.
Well, that sucks
I
for
think
them
it's the
because
UK.
they have to
I
know
can't
all
remember-
about Baby Yoda by now.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
still, I have to Google
they're
that
go-
right now because I feel like I should send care packages to the UK right now.
I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I can't remember the 5
Steve
countries,
Potter,
but I know
poor
there was
guy.
a few ones that I was very surprised about.
I'm upset.
So yeah, maybe they're holding off until everybody in the world.
well, you know,
No, that's-
they got Downton Abbey before
That's
us.
BS.
So
So right.
The
Oh,
point
it
is, they done screwed up, and I think they're going to miss their window
I
to
don't-
make a ton of
So,
money.
so
I don't
here it
think
is.
so.
It launched in Australia, New Zealand, America, and I guess Puerto Rico
Yeah.
counts separately for
Yeah,
some
you
reason.
gotta in the Mandalorian in the UK means you're either torrenting or you're connecting through a VPN.
Yep. Not until March 31st, 2020.
What
That's
the
next year.
hell?
the best day of the
Yeah.
year, March 31st.
TV works different than movies, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
They got to translate
anyway,
it to the
of
UK.
course-
They didn't say, "Oh, screw the UK."
No,
That wasn't a
no,
decision.
they're trying to do the proper translation. So every time Baby Yoda goes, "Ah," it just goes, "Down."
God, governor, move your blooming arse.
All right. So, of course, everybody in my family
Henry
wants a Baby Yoda
Higgins.
plushie, and of course, they don't ship until June 1st. So,
Well, my oldest looked up, and there's an Etsy. Well, there's several people on Etsy that are making.
Oh yeah.
The one she
Making
looked at,
bank.
they had pre-orders out, or they have orders, but you won't get to yours until like June. They have
Yeah.
that many orders,
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
and some of them aren't
People
that
are-
good.
No, they're not that good, but they're getting rich on Etsy because people are like, I need the Baby Yoda merch.
Yeah.
I need it. No.
Well, and you pay like $100 for
Yeah.
small little.
Oh, look,
Worth it.
greenback
Thing.
Baby Yoda, and he
Worth
showed
it.
up with an eyeball missing.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
interesting.
trying to rip on Etsy, but I'm just making horrible
It
assumptions.
is.
Never actually ordered anything on Etsy.
It's
I don't think I have
it's
either.
pretty
No,
interesting.
yes, I have.
I mean, this is good for the entrepreneurial side
Spirit.
of yeah. Just
Sure,
hey,
good for people who
let's-
can make stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
can
one of those
copy
people.
pictures
Long
and
as you
make
can
a
get a
t-shirt.
license.
Crocheted green.
I
You
can
gotta
work
do
for
it the right
Disney.
way and get your license. But
Yeah.
all right. So speaking of the success of the Mandalorian, and it is pretty much a universal hit. I mean, it seems like from top to bottom.
Did Universal make
there
this?
is
Left or right?
I didn't think
left,
Universal
right, up,
produced this.
down. It doesn't matter. So people have been some people have been posing the question of late.
don't.
You gotta sing the whole song, Mike. Gotta sing the whole thing.
Don't.
Nailed it.
I'm not even sure that wasn't TriStar or something.
Sounded good to me, whatever it was.
So the success of the Mandalorian is challenging the idea of toxic fandom, and I just wanted to get you guys' reaction to that.
the best. One of the best things about this show being awesome is that we can't pretend that haters just gonna hate. That is what the media tells you, Howie. That is what Twitter tells you.
Yep.
Haters gonna hate. You know what? Not everybody's a hater.
Well, you know what, Corey? You
Everybody
can't
hates
bullshit a
something.
bullshitter.
He can't bullshit a bullshitter. He can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Oh, if you only knew. All right. It's always great when we pass inside jokes back and forth on the podcast.
Class.
Yeah, but it was relevant.
Yeah. The whole, Star Wars fans are the worst. Well, maybe they just like stuff that's Star Warsy.
That's good.
Well, there's, I think a lot of us that just, have a higher standard of quality.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think people understand how
Not bad.
A certain je ne sais not crap.
I don't know that a lot of people even understand how popular The Mandalorian is right now, because The Mandalorian has, and I haven't looked at the numbers on this yet, but I saw an article that said, I mean, in terms of
Google the numbers
online
on that.
streaming TV shows, it just surpassed Stranger Things as the most streamed television show. And I think, Stranger Things has what,
In
2 or 3
countries.
seasons under it.
Yeah.
And
So
they're in every country. Well,
Now,
almost every country.
So,
we do have to understand. The one thing I need to understand, I should say, is this based on rewatches as well? Because
no idea. Again, I just saw the
significant amount of rewatching because of doing it weekly,
I'm part of it.
And they're only 30 minutes long, so you can show them to
Yes.
5 people without really.
which is brilliant. Another part of the brilliance,
Oh.
but
Yeah,
Sure.
this is the smartest thing Disney's ever done. Say it again.
the only smart thing.
Since they've gotten, the only smart.
Well, just
That's why
anecdotally,
they're
I mean, prior to this, again, Stranger Things was the most streamed television show. Now, Stranger Things is popular in my nerd groups, but people outside my nerd groups don't really talk about it. Mandalorian, everybody's talking about
I
it.
occasionally would hear things here or there, and they've got a ton of merchandise. Most of it's crap, but yeah,
McFarlane
it's not
toys.
near as prevalent in
The reach
Deal
is
with
so
normies.
far and wide right now. Yes, the normies are all over it, man. I mean, just the memeability itself. I mean, even if they haven't watched the show, they know what it is.
the Mandalorian
memes everywhere.
transcends.
Except for my family earlier.
Yeah, except for the ones that think it's in the movie.
Well, the thing that still kind of blows my mind is over Thanksgiving weekend, I started watching the most, at the time, it was chapter 4 of The Mandalorian, because I got to get my fix. It was on the Friday it came out, and
Don't want to get the shakes.
towards the end, some of my kids walked in, and of course they saw Baby Yoda and instantly fell in love, as you do.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right.
kids
And
love that thing.
they wanted to watch more immediately, so I started back at chapter 1.
Yep.
And we watched all of them straight through. And even my oldest 15-year-old daughter, who would
Yep.
not be caught
Everything
dead.
you do is lame.
Yeah. And then not be caught dead watching Star Wars
Yep.
was just
Watching
in
Star
love
Wars.
with Baby Yoda. And
Right.
that was the main draw. But the fact that they sat and watched all the episodes. And I mean, of course, my 15-year-old daughter was mostly loved Baby Yoda and probably could care less about the other stuff. But the rest of them just fell in love. Tonight when we sat down and watched the most recent one, is like they're glued. Right. We're sitting down as a family watching this.
Yeah, it's a great family show too. You're right, absolutely. But I had a similar experience. I mean, I was just watching it myself, and was interested enough to say, to my wife, "Hey, you want to check this out with me?" She was hooked after one episode. And then same thing with my daughter. My daughter, how that happened with her was at school. They're talking about Baby Yoda. And she was like, "Well, what is that?"
Peer pressure into Star Wars. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
So she watched the first episode and she binge watched. She binge watched 4 of them right in a row. And then tonight, as soon as she got home, "Hey, is it on? Is it on yet? Can we watch it tonight? Can we watch it?"
Is it on? It's on like 4 times.
We have to tell them you can't watch it until like in the evening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll get to it before you do, and then you're screwed.
Yeah.
I watch it again.
Garrick gets up at 6
they tell
in the
you
morning
all about it before you get to watch it. And then
yeah, exactly. They spoil everything for you.
You know what? But I love this
to draw pictures on the wall of it.
I love this because normally when I'm doing Star Wars stuff with my kids, it's me sitting them down and saying, "Hey, check out this thing I like," and and they've enjoyed some of it.
Tolerate your father momentarily,
right? I mean, they've liked some of the Clone Wars stuff, and they liked Rebels and things like that, but. And they like the movies. They like the old trilogy, the best. But it's still, Dad's doing this thing. Let's go watch it with Dad. The Mandalorian is completely different. I mean, that is something that they are actively seeking on their own.
And now we've talked a lot about how Baby Yoda is awesome.
Yes.
But to me, almost quite as endearing as Baby Yoda, but not there, is the Mandalorian himself.
Oh, he's so cute.
But in a different way. But like his character,
his Beskar covered cheeks.
His character and the development we've had so far of his character, and this goes for all the characters in The Mandalorian, really. Right. Just like I think Garrick said it a couple weeks ago or something, like I want a figure of all of them. Because I like all those characters.
I agree.
It's
amazing what
bringing
they've done.
The family together to watch all these. I think what you guys are forgetting is that I originally developed this. I originally developed Star Wars for kids. I mean, I was originally for 12-year-olds. That was my original intention. Yeah, but you know what? Maybe if the humor in the prequels and sadly so far the sequels weren't like so trashy and rubbing your nose in it. Because apparently you think that the way to attract children is to just completely underestimate their intelligence. Oh, look, here's something over here that's not doing that. And my kid liked Rebels a lot, but yeah, she's way into The Mandalorian.
Look,
mostly
man,
because of Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Here's the difference in humor between what you're talking about, like with episode, I think it was Phantom Menace. There's a fart joke in it, right? They're standing next to that animal and it farts and pee, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Waka waka.
Now contrast that with the child in the ship with the Mandalorian, and he keeps reaching over and pushing the button.
Yeah, literally doing the cat. He's doing the cat, pushing the glass off the table.
Yes. Not a word is spoken in the entire scene, and it had me in stitches, man. Yeah. I mean, it was great. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like that art is lost, I think, on some of the.
Honestly, it's
sequel trilogy, guys.
Having the Mandalorian is perfect because he doesn't have a lot of lines, but yet he says so much.
By saying very little.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Is just those opportunities and those moments are so prevalent throughout this whole series so far that.
I'll tell you what, we're kind of going into discussion of the episodes. We're going to do that here in just a minute when we get to discussion. So any other thoughts here on toxic fandom and how the Mandalorian has kind of turned that idea on its head a little bit?
A little bit.
You do you. That's what I say.
What's that?
You do you.
You do you.
Me. Yeah. Leave me alone. Want my Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Want him right now.
Garrett, quit doing you. We're trying to record.
Where do I go, Etsy? Where is this Etsy
we've
thing?
already on Amazon, they had the pop vinyl Baby Yoda for $8.
Oh man, I should have mentioned that earlier, like abruptly 11, 12 minutes ago. Because it was a deal back then. I don't know if it's as much of a deal now.
That's how much I ignore you.
I know. It's fine.
One
But hey,
last
guys,
note
guess what? On Amazon,
What's on Amazon?
Everything.
Tell me.
everything.
I have to know.
Everything.
Everything.
A
Just about.
4-pound crunch
Yeah.
bar
There's a truckload more to
You
Prime.
can get a 4-pound crunch bar.
on Amazon. Yeah. Bug
Oh,
spray.
yeah.
$8.
A 2-pack of Cutter bug
In
spray
fact, they're renaming Amazon
with
to
7% DEET.
$8 on.
And on Amazon, you can get the 10-inch.
Finally, they found a
Baby
strategy
Yoda.
that works.
Did you know that?
$8 on.
Not 7.
The 10-inch Baby Yoda is only $30.
Yeah.
I know. I'm getting that one, but I'm waiting,
I'm going to hug it.
which is a terrible idea. But
Hugging a
Needs to
pop
be
isn't going to
flocked.
be very.
Are they going to be flocked?
well, okay, you're thinking too far ahead.
Yeah.
They got to sell these first,
And then
and then
flock
they got
them and
to
resell them.
Yes,
And then they got to sell them at Hot Topic, but they're flocked.
and they'll
Topic.
have a gold.
Top flockick.
They'll have a gold, of course, and a green one that is, chrome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 What else, Mike and stuff?
Well, one last thing, and then we'll move on the
Yep.
whole idea of toxic fandom and all that good stuff. Actually, there's a clip that's hit the internet this week with Henry Cavill. Have you guys, any of you guys seen this?
I
Talking
seen
about-
it.
No.
He was posed a question by an interviewer this week about toxic fandom.
Superman?
And for those who don't know, he's in a new Netflix series called The Witcher. And there was some criticism of that show coming into it when the trailers were released. I'm not familiar with it, but there were people
Geralt.
that played the games and stuff, had certain ideas how things should look and this and that and everything else.
As an RPG, and you could play the character more or less how you wanted to play it. So
Right.
some people might have a different impression of how the character would act because they played it certain ways. But guess what?
Gotcha.
That's what happens.
There's a lot
Right.
of nudity, too,
Yeah, boobies.
Yep.
Nice.
everywhere.
Well, anyway,
That's why he said
this,
a nude series, not a new series.
I just it feels like lately that this whole idea of toxic fandom that's just been hitting for the last couple years. It feels like
I'm telling you,
I think
it's the
finally
media trying to divide you.
I know, but it feels like that. Like maybe the kind of the tide is turning a little bit, and I'm going to play this clip real
People
quick.
are getting true
it's a little
woke.
30-second clip here, but I thought it was an interesting response from Henry Cavill.
Can kind of just be toxic. I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate. And it's something which I have obviously had to come to terms.
So first off, if I may,
Please.
the fact that Henry Cavill is such a nerdy gamer that he refers to Witcher 3 and not just The Witcher, because he's probably played The Witcher 3. I mean, we're talking about a guy who almost didn't get the Superman phone call because he was in a WoW raid. Okay.
Oh, that's right. I read that story. Yeah.
Also, he's one of the most gorgeous men on the planet. And when people hear for the first time that British accent, I mean, come on, we all soaked ourselves, right?
That was
we
like
did. You're
proper
right.
royal British
My
right there,
gosh,
man.
it's just not fair. He's got it all.
Oh, my God. It was like butter coming off his tongue.
I want to be
Crazy.
him.
I want to be his digitally unaltered mustache.
I want to be inside him like that tiny robot alien dude from Men in Black.
That's what she
I
said.
want him to rub off on other celebrities and
Yes.
content creators and all these people that think that just because they make something that their stuff don't stink. And it's just not true. And you just, when you're in this kind of position and you're in that kind of role, you have to grow a thicker skin. It's not always fair. It's really not. Cause there are assholes out there that are mean to people and say things that they shouldn't say. And
But just because you're
it is what it
critical
is.
of something doesn't mean you're toxic.
Yes, and that's the thing. I mean, that's the broad brush that I think we got to get rid of.
The media paints with that. I'm sorry. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. The media paints with those brushes, those broad strokes, for, against, black or white, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Wait, no, I got confused halfway through that. But they paint that if we're pitted against each other, then we're clicking more.
Yes, I was just going to say, if you weren't going to go to the click, I was, because that's exactly what it is. It's all about the clicks.
Yeah, it's all about
money.
the click. Oh, I'm on a team because I got placed on a team.
It's not all about the clicks. It's all about the money.
but the
All
clicks
about
drive the
Benjamin,
clicks.
money.
if you will.
No,
The
they don't.
Benjamin.
They equal clicks.
Clicks are money, bro.
And then it turns into money.
Clicks are money.
Time is-
Money
It
is more,
turns
but
into
clicks
internet
are
money, which then turns into money.
How many
money.
clicks per money?
Money,
When did
money,
it comes
money.
back to clicks?
Money.
Many much moose and
turns into
Money,
Can I-
money, money, money,
Can I
money.
pay for a click and
well,
get the money
that's
back?
all I have.
We hope you enjoyed this special edition of Fly Casual. If you haven't already, please subscribe and rate us at iTunes, Stitcher, and all your favorite podcast locations. It is important that you rate us so that we can reach more and more people. As always, be sure to check out the show notes at betterkind.com. There are also many, many ways to join in on the conversation. Follow us on Twitter at FlyCasual1138. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/FlyCasualPodcast. We are also now on YouTube, so please take a moment right now to subscribe and ding the bell for updates. We are also now on Discord as well. Lots of opportunities to chime in. Reach out and say hi. Talk to you soon.